Welcome back to Selling Tesla. If this is your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Today I have, I want to say a special guest, but you guys have seen her on the channel before. This is my wife.
Hello.
If you guys want to check out her channel, it's EvMotoGirl. If you guys want to look at electric motorcycle stuff, because she owns an electric motorcycle.
Yes, I do.
Cool. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, okay, so on our main channel, you brought up a very interesting topic. You kind of surprised me with your topic.
Right.
I remember that. And if you guys want to check that out, it's on our KawaKouple channel. Basically, you asked me with regards to a really interesting question. I kind of want to go into it a little bit further on that. A little interesting question with regards to autonomy. And
yes.
I remember saying on that particular video that autonomy is something that I don't see level 5 autonomy, true level 5 autonomy for actually in many ways ever. Which you pretty much gave me a really surprised look. So can you tell me why you gave me that surprised look?
I just gave you a surprise look because, well, you have all those beta testers out there right now doing the full self-driving. You have the person who is the head of Tesla that is very gung-ho about it. And a lot of people seem to be talking about it like it's going to happen.
Like it's a fact.
Yes.
Yeah, I consistently see people talking about level 5 autonomy as if it's pretty much here already.
Like it's the be-all, end-all.
Yeah, and ever since the day we bought the Tesla, I've always said it's one of the reasons I did not pay for full self-driving. I said FSD, as in level 5 autonomy, is not something that's going to happen for many years to come. I think a version of that is going to happen, and more than anything else, I've had this discussion with you a lot of times with regards to, what, like for example, autopilot is great. I love using autopilot.
Right. You use autopilot a lot, and you've learned how to adapt it in the city.
Yeah, it works great in the city as well. Now I have enhanced autopilot. I don't have FSD. Like I said, I just don't think it's worth the money.
So you still get to park and you get to summon.
Yeah, I get all the fun. I get basically all the fun, good stuff. It's not a big deal. But I now navigate on autopilot. I do use it. I've used it just actually yesterday, right?
Yeah, you're just not as a fan of NOA as you are of just autopilot.
No. Now, what I find very interesting is the amount of people that put time into talking about level 5 autonomy. Again, like I said, as if it's, a no-brainer. Level 5 autonomy is a very tricky thing. If it was a no-brainer, trust me, it would be, a lot more people would be involved in it. But
I don't think it's a no-brainer in that sense. I think people are just very excited about the way that everything has
progressed,
and they're just like on the bandwagon about going, yeah, it's going to happen.
Now, obviously, we got Elon Musk. Obviously, look, I have the utmost respect for him. He's a lot of people's hero, and he's my hero. I love the way he thinks. I love what he stands for, and so I don't want to take anything away from anybody as far as what you believe in and what you don't. I am basically going to put this out there as a opinion, and it's my opinion. But here's the way I'm looking at it. I think in key areas of the world, certain areas of the world, level 5 autonomy to a degree, I think, is going to be possible. But where I find level 5 autonomy to have its flaws is going to be, again, in certain places around the world and under extreme conditions or many conditions. Now, in order for there to be level 5 autonomy, which is essentially where you don't even need a steering wheel, I'm going to point this out. If I'm going to imagine a world where level 5 autonomy is possible, steering wheel is no longer required. And you and I both know that there's going to be lots of manufacturers who are going to create a form of a steering wheel. It could be a fold-away steering wheel, or it could be something along those lines.
Every time I think of that, I just think of Demolition Man.
Demolition Man, yeah. If you guys have never seen Demolition Man, just watch it. But level 5 autonomy in general is... I have a number of reasons why I think it's not going to work. And I know I'm going to make a lot of people pretty upset by making this video, but I don't really care because it's my opinion, and I think it's worth talking about. There's a lot of people out there who are trying to decide right now with new vehicles, including yourself. If if they come up with a $25,000 car, you really are, the Tesla too. They are really you are looking at being one of the people who are purchasing that. However,
I think it would be perfect.
That be going with that aspect, and a ton of other people who I know are considering this. The biggest question that keeps coming up is that $10,000 worth it? I know Elon Musk says it's $100,000 value.
It's 10,000 now. What's it going to be when that model comes out? It's a different story.
Well, even then, I think there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of hype about it, but it's not worth it. It's really, really not worth it in my mind for two key reasons. Number one, it's $10,000 freaking dollars.
When you're talking about a $25,000 car and you're putting another 10,000 on it, that's a bit of a stretch for some people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a real point, but where he's pushing this is, stuff like robotaxi and all those things, which I kind of made fun of from day one. The key reason, again, like I said, is depending on a lot of places around the world. So let's take, for example, if you live down south where you have great weather, all the 90% of the time, I think it's great. You end up, but if you don't, so let's say, for example, we're going to take the recent situation like in Texas or certain other places around the U.S. and Canada where you have these crazy winter storms. One of the key aspects of driving there is a sense of I want to say emotion when you're driving. So basically what it comes down to it is intuition. Right?
Yes, intuition.
So you as a driver on everyday scenario, even our infrastructure is built almost around a stupid mentality of intuition, where your intuition knows, or you actually have an idea of what's going to happen next on the roads just based on the way it's designed.
And you have an idea where speed bumps are going to be based on the area.
So let's say for a really good example of this is how would something like FSD handle, let's say, a mudslide. Where you could get through it, FSD will not get through it. Autonomy. Its concern is safety. It's not, going around something that is risky, right? Your intuition can help you out determining what's risky and what's not. And I think because so much of the aspect of driving is actually intuition, and it's something that people don't talk about, the computer system is extremely good at 99% of the things. It just doesn't have that 0.1%, which can cause a massive amount of problems. And it's kind of one of the reasons that even somebody like Elon said, 99% of the issues are they can get past it. It's that 1% they can't.
Well, not to be like somebody that's a little bit negative here, but if you think about those scenarios where people turn on their FSD in the last second hoping it's going to save them, if you can't deal with it and you're giving the computer like microseconds to deal with it.
I honestly think I've seen scenarios where the computer actually putting it on last second will actually save you. I'm not saying don't do it.
There's times it doesn't, and then people blame it on the FSD because...
Or autopilot or whatever, yeah. I think what the idea though here is that you cannot go and think so far. It's great to have a plan and it's great to work towards something. And I love what Tesla is doing with that. I think they, again, I'm an avid user of autopilot. I'm very careful with autopilot, but I'm an avid user of autopilot. I love using autopilot. Ask her.
Yes.
And
it is a fun system to use though.
Absolutely. And I know how many good things it does. I think autopilot is great to be used. I think it's an amazing program. I think it's actually smarter and better in so many ways than a human driver is. But when it comes to intuition, when it comes to certain key elements, it sucks. And it's always going to suck because it doesn't, it doesn't have that ability to have that gut feeling, or it's not able to see.
Like you said.
The other thing is it's not able to see, for example, things falling from the height, right? Really good example I can give to about this is recently I had not a big branch, okay? It was like maybe a foot and a half branch. It was a little bit windy. I was on my way to work, a little bit windy. A branch literally I can see it falling. The car wouldn't have seen it falling. I can see it falling, and for me, it wasn't a big deal. As I see it falling, I just pull to the side. Now, something like autonomous car would not have seen that falling, and it would have actually come down on my car. I don't know if it would have come down on my windshield or my glass roof, but either way, it would have hit my car. And,
well, it also depends on how heavy the branch is.
well, again, I mean, it's only a foot, foot and a half, but nonetheless. There's these little things that the cars will not be able to see. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is where Tesla will eventually put more cameras, but there's a lot more to driving than sight. It's a feeling, it's an intuition, it's a specific skill. And the skill part is what I think it definitely can have. It's definitely more skilled than most people I know driving in the city.
Well, majority of the people that I see parking Tesla outdoes them.
Yep. But even just driving. I mean, let's be honest. My car drives better than 90% of the people in the city. We know that.
And it stays very well in the middle of the lane.
Right? It doesn't change lanes unless it actually checks its blind spot. Stuff like that. It's great. But anything to do with intuition, it doesn't exist. And it's not going to exist.
In your opinion.
In my opinion. And I think it's a weird thing to say, because
it is a weird thing to say. I mean, it's one of those things where people are going to expect, because you own a Tesla, you're automatically going to say, yes, everything is going to be coming up roses for Tesla.
We are shareholders in Tesla. It's not like we're obviously, if I'm going to play the greedy game here, I'm going to try and sell everything that Tesla has and raise those shares and try and pump up the shares, right? I mean, that's the normal aspect, which I don't care about. Frankly, I don't care if Tesla drops and dies with the shares. I really don't care if it's $100 share or if it's a $10,000 share. Well, the only part I do care about is it deserved, right? And
sure.
I would much rather have the company come out and say, and this is very important right now, because I'm going to be discussing this on the next video, which actually I'm hoping you're going to join me on. But I'm going to be
since you asked,
I'm going to be discussing this in the next video, which is going to be talking a little bit about the FSD, the pricing, and all this stuff. But when it's all, I think when it all comes down to like seeing the actual autonomy and seeing how everything works. Look, Waymo, right? It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a joke.
But
it's basically, I don't know. I see people who are talking about like the Cadillac's system is better than Tesla's. No, it's not. Tesla is by far ahead of the game, like dramatically.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, you know what my funny thing is? I own this car, and I use, like you said, I use autopilot under many, many conditions.
But see, I would think that you'd want autonomy to be something, because
I would.
Some of the drivers out there shouldn't be behind the wheel.
Majority.
And at least this would save the headache of them behaving the way they are. I
want autonomy. And don't get me wrong, I really do want autonomy. It's not a question of me wanting it. It's a question of being realistic. It's a question of me saying, okay, as much as I want, listen, I want to win the lottery too. Okay, so just because I want it, or you want it, or all of us want it, you still have to be realistic. What are the odds of it actually working the way it's supposed to work? Tesla is, I think, they know that this is a complicated process more than all of us combined. They know. They're working on this. Trust me, they know how complicated this is. But at the same time, seeing what is possible and what is genuinely possible is two different things. And taking into consideration the edge cases. The edge cases can be very dangerous. A really good example of this is this past winter. One little day of a little bit of snow, nothing major. I didn't have my camera with me, but I was trying to see if autopilot would work, and at best, it was capable of working for about 10 seconds. At best.
Which doesn't really bode well for bad weather.
But the reason why it was only working for 10 seconds is the important part here. It was unable to see a great deal of things that was happening. So the car, people, at least here when it snows, people get stupid. So all of a sudden, 3 lanes become 1 lane, and even that's God knows where. It's wherever people decide to make tracks, and then everybody follows their tracks. The FSD computer basically goes, what the heck's going on? So that was a problem. Second of all, little areas where it was cleaned, the road was, more clean than others, it totally gets confused because now all of a sudden he sees a line and then, so it's great. So it tries to kind of maneuver back, but it doesn't know what to do as soon as it loses the lines. The third thing is it doesn't know where the edge of the road is. So if you have snow, for example, on the edge of the road up all the way onto the curb, it's going to hit the curb because it doesn't know that there's a curb there. Again, you as the driver, with just intuition alone, you can kind of go, hey, you know what, there's a sidewalk there. There's a curb right about there. So you kind of have an idea what a curb is.
But you have an idea of that anyways.
Yeah, but you know that. The car doesn't. And the car can't see. It's working based on visual fact, not visual intuition. So although it's playing the predictive game, intuition comes in play. And that's all that's my opinion. You guys can leave your comments, disagree, just be respectful. Otherwise I'll delete the comments. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. I really hope you do. I want to see what you guys have to say, change my mind on this kind of stuff, because I actually want to have a different perspective. This is my opinion. I don't want us into it's not a fighting scenario. I'm not challenging you guys. It's just something I have my opinion on.
Thank you letting me being a guest.
Well, you're going to be back up for the next video too. And so again, thanks for coming by. You've seen autopilot work. Do you honestly believe level 5 autonomy is going to happen?
I'm hopeful, but at the same time I'm not, because I don't know what it's going to mean for motorcycles.
Oh yeah. Okay. So for that aspect, go watch our on our main channel, KawaKouple. You'll find the video that we put up regarding what would happen if all vehicles go full autonomy. What would happen to motorcycles? It was a very interesting topic.
Whether they're EV or not.
Yeah, exactly. What would happen with that? It was a good topic. I actually like that one. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And again, leave me your comments. I am trying to grow the channel, so don't feel bad if you see that little subscribe button. Hit it, man. Hit it all you want, because it's gonna be it doesn't.
Well, hit it until it says subscribed, and then don't hit it again, because then
it's gonna make it cry. Yes. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Till then, stay safe and drive safe. Bye.